Hello, hello. Doing a quick live this morning. It appears that Diddy sees some light at the end of his tunnel with the Alexander brothers' defense. And he's going to be using some things that's working for them. Hey, Faye, can you hear me okay? Good morning, or good day, actually. Let me know if you can hear me, love. I think I should be okay. Okay, cool. Happy Friday. So I want to talk about an article I was reading on allhiphop.com, y'all. It says exclusive. Diddy uses Alexander Brothers trafficking scandal to bolster defense. Diddy hopes a recent ruling involving disgraced recent real estate moguls, the Alexander Brothers, will bolster his defense against sexual assault lawsuits. Sean Diddy Combs is leaning heavily on a recent legal decision involving the Alexander brothers, prominent Miami real estate figures accused of sex trafficking, to fend off several lawsuits, including a sexual assault claim filed by model Crystal McKinney. The ruling, handed down by U.S. District Judge Lewis Kaplan, could provide a pivotal lifeline for the hip hop mogul as he battles to dismiss allegations tied to events stretching back decades. The Alexander brothers, Orrin, Allen, and Tal, are embroiled in a firestorm of accusations, alleging they drugged, assaulted, and trafficked women for over a decade. And their charges are very similar to Diddy's charges. They were arrested back in December 2024 on federal sex trafficking charges. The brothers allegedly used their high-profile real estate careers to lure victims with promises of luxury and opportunity, only to drug and assault them. Prosecutors claim the brothers relied on substances such as GHB, cocaine, and psychedelic mushrooms to incapacitate their victims. As of late 2024, over 30 women have stepped forward with accusations against the trio, who are locked up in the same Brooklyn jail as Diddy. I'm wondering if Diddy is talking to these guys and trying to strategize with them, or at least figure out what is it that they're doing right and that he's not. It says one civil lawsuit against the brothers, brought by Angelica Parker and dismissed by Judge Kaplan last week, hinged on the New York City Gender Motivated Violence Act. Kaplan ruled that they call that the VGM. The VGM's revival window was preempted by broader state laws, including the Adult Survivors Act, or ASA, which had its own stricter statute of limitations. While Kaplan's decision did not address the validity of Parker's allegations, it deemed her claim time-barred, a legal technicality that Diddy's lawyers are now looking to take advantage of. Isn't that crazy? Diddy's legal team wasted no time referencing the Alexander case in their bid to dismiss McKinney's lawsuit. Filed in May 2024, McKinney's suit alleges that in 2003, Diddy drugged and sexually assaulted her at his New York City studio when she was a 22-year-old model. McKinney claims Diddy laced a marijuana joint with an unknown substance, pressured her to consume more alcohol and drugs, and ultimately assaulted her in a studio bathroom. Faye said, "You got to give it to him. He's really putting up a fight." I thought he would have crashed out by now. No, he's not giving up, especially being that he's in this dorm with all of these other offenders. I believe there's like 19 other guys in this dorm, and they're probably all powwowing together, trying to figure out how they can all benefit each other. McKinney, the former model who was suing Diddy, she alleged that the assault derailed her modeling career and caused lasting emotional trauma, including severe depression and suicide attempts. In quotes, it says, McKinney is a woman of faith, and when she saw news coverage of the lawsuits from Miss Cassie Ventura, Miss Dickerson Neal, and others, she knew she had a moral obligation to speak up. Her lawyer, Michelle A. Caola, explained, McKinney prayed to God before bringing this lawsuit as she feared further violence and or retaliation from Combs, but ultimately decided that she needed to speak her truth. I'm curious, it says she feared further violence and or retaliation. So I'm wondering, was he harassing her at some point? But it says, however, in a letter filed on Monday, January 27th, Diddy's attorney, Erica A. Wolf, highlighted Kaplan's ruling, arguing that McKinney's claim under the VGM is also time barred. The Parker decision further supports granting Diddy's pending motion to dismiss in the instant case. While Kaplan's ruling in the Alexander case was rooted in procedural issues rather than the substance of the allegations, Diddy's team is banking on the decision to bolster their arguments. Kaplan determined that the VGM's revival window conflicted with state-level statutes, such as the ASA, which included a one-year window for survivors to file claims between November 2022 and November 2023. McKinney, like Parker, filed her lawsuit outside of this window. Diddy's legal team is holding their breath that Kaplan's decision becomes a cornerstone of their defense, potentially clearing him of McKinney's allegations, as well as over 24 similar lawsuits. Wow. So they're basically looking to get a dismissal for Diddy for, I believe he's up to 42 civil suits at this point, based on a dismissal that the Alexander brothers got on a case they are saying is very similar to Crystal McKinney's lawsuit against Diddy. And if it's successful, he may have found some type of a technicality he can use to wipe his slate clean with regard to these civil suits. And that's going to be absolutely crazy if that is the case. Wow. I'm going to look something up really quick before I sign up. I really just came on real quick. I was reading the news and I saw that. Let me see something, though.
Yeah, and I done found out some news. Y'all see these three? These are the three new Dittlers. I call them the Trip Dits. Their names are the Alexander's brothers. I don't know who's who. One's name is Tall, T-A-L. One's name Owen. And the other one's name is Alone, A-L-O-N-E. That kind of explains a lot. But listen here. Apparently that same DA that arrested the Dit arrested them today. He say these three been trafficking women between New York and Miami. Damn, that shit sound familiar. On airplanes and cars and shit like that since 2010. God damn it, somebody snitching. Then at that, guess what the package is they give them? You know that drink you mix up for them? These motherfuckers give them a little bit of nose candy, a little psychedelics, and then they give them the Diddler. You know that GH? Yeah, they do the same shit. Somebody snitching. Somebody been hanging out with Dilla. I got one question though. Why do you goofy ass rich motherfuckers do shit like this, man? Y'all, it ain't just cool to be rich. It ain't cool to just be able to fly on a private jet. Motherfucker, I'm sure you own a Rolls Royce. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? You could have called me, bro, for $5 grand. We could have went to Harvey, Illinois around the way. I could have got you 617 of motherfuckers for 200 apiece. You had a good time, and nobody would ever call the police. But now y'all in jail. Goofy motherfuckers. That's what y'all get for hanging out with the diddler. Hey, y'all come.
Were they hanging out with Diddy though? Now he says somebody's snitching. And it's interesting though, because after Diddy was arrested, there was a slew of other arrests, drug traffickers, the Alexander brothers, the likes of, people doing the same things as Diddy. And it is a question of whether or not Diddy is singing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he's benefiting, if anything, at this point. But Diddy seems like he's just petty like that. He seems very petty. Last night, I did a live. Faye, you got to catch that live. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but Whack 100 was talking about that quote unquote jail phone call that was going on between Diddy and his son. It sounded like it could have been Christian. I don't know if that jail phone call was real. I thought it might have been AI, but I did cover that as well. But Whack 100 said that that phone call basically said that Diddy was warning people, specifically Jay-Z, because he asked about Jay-Z and asked if they'd heard from him, and the son said no. People have been quiet. And he said, well, let them know that that the producer, something about the producer and a Netflix show that's coming out. And he was saying how that is code for he's about to start basically showing some tapes, snitching basically on people. And then what do you know, Jay-Z not long after that gets named in a lawsuit. So you said you think Jay-Z is singing. Well, they said Jay-Z is actually trying to help Diddy, because if he helps Diddy, then that means that he may be in the clear as well. I mean, but you never really know. But yeah, they said somebody's snitching. I think that's actually true. But that's how it works, right? A lot of times they use, if it's not the people themselves that are being targeted or being, accused, then it's people who are considered federal or informants. They were actually listed in that law, in the superseded indictment that I read yesterday about Diddy. They named informants that were being harassed by him. So clearly he has an idea of people speaking on his name to the feds. He has his ear to the street when it comes to his case and finding out who's saying what and to who. And he's trying to make sure that he doesn't that he takes care of these people, meaning not take care of in a good way either. And this is the thing. Now the feds have said there's probably going to be more superseding indictments for Diddy. The one that I read yesterday, they really just furthered some things in the actual 3 counts that he's facing, the trafficking counts. But there's 2 new victims. But within that whole superseding indictment that was filed, there were definitely more allegations or details listed in that indictment. We didn't see the drug trafficking. We didn't see a lot of things about these enterprise members. And I think they beefed up that enterprise information, because an enterprise letter is going to be dropping soon, which will detail who specifically are enterprise members, what they specifically did, when they did it, how they did it. And when this happens, it's going to be a big effing deal. A lot of people are probably shaking in their boots right now. And I'm wondering if that indictment dropping has helped them get people to cooperate with them who weren't in the first place. I know a lot of people probably blew off the feds thinking, oh, Diddy got this. Diddy seems to have a false confidence, and he might be spreading this false confidence out to his enterprise people. I'm pretty sure he's talking to these people or getting messages to them, telling them that hang tight. Don't get scared. I got this. And now reading that the Alexander brothers actually had a case dismissed based on a time barred technicality. And Diddy's looking at doing the same thing for his 40 something cases, which are very similar, very, very similar to the Alexander brothers lawsuit. Now they have over 30 people who have come forward. So they, just like Diddy, have a lot of cases to deal with. And you can't just deal with these cases in one sweeping, motion or one sweeping situation. You have to deal with them one on one. So it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of money and effort to fight these things. Hey, Queen. But I didn't really want a lot. I just wanted to come and talk about the Alexander brothers in relation to Diddy, being that they're housed together. And they're probably, like I said, they might be all having roundtable discussions about how they can help each other fight these cases they have. He said he's going to lose. Yeah, I don't know. I think Diddy's case might have some more intricate, um, things happening within. It's not as easy as it might sound. So I don't know though. We're gonna have to wait and see. There's a lot going on with this. Let me see if there's anything else about these Alexander brothers that I'm missing real quick. Um, yeah, brothers granted bail. What?
The Alexander twins, whose family gained fame in the luxury real estate business, forced to drop their expensive garments for jumpsuits. Oren in red, usually worn for high-profile defendants, Allen in a green vest given to inmates to prevent self-harm. The brothers are facing federal allegations of working together to repeatedly drug, assault, and rape dozens of victims. But today they pleaded not guilty on their Miami cases, where prosecutors say they assaulted and raped women inside their South Florida homes. Today, Miami-Dade state attorneys and defense agreed on a deal for the twins to be released on house arrest with a GPS monitor after the father put in his Bal Harbor mansion as a personal charity. That property worth $40 million. If the defendants fail to appear in court, the father could lose some of his money.
We're grateful and we're pleased that the court signed the order granting pretrial release for the boys. They're innocent. I don't have anything further at this time.
The Alexander twins.
I thought they were denied pretrial release. I'm pretty sure they were denied pretrial release. But their father has a $40 million mansion he's offering up. So apparently this money goes deep with this family. And these guys, they've just been menaces probably their whole lives. They sound like they're rich, spoiled brats who, have no type of moral compasses, and they're just out there wreaking havoc on society. It's interesting to me that they're also in Miami, where Diddy was living in Miami as well, at least part-time. And a lot of people who have been going down after Diddy was arrested is also like Miami-based, drug dealers and such. There was a trafficker who was also caught not long after Diddy was arrested, and he was out of Miami as well. So people are saying that, they're looking at Trump and hoping that, he's going to help these people. But I don't think so. I doubt very seriously that Trump is going to pardon any of these people with these type of charges. Not to say he's above it, because, he himself has his own grape charge. But, Trump is all about himself. He's not going to want to help, especially not Diddy. I don't even know if Diddy was supporting this guy. But so the world is gone crazy, y'all, but it's Friday. So that's a little bit of relief from some of the things that are going on. The fact that it's Friday. I think I'm trying to see what's going on Twitter. I'm on my iPad. That's why I can't share my screen. I don't know why they have limited capabilities when you use your iPad on StreamYard. So I think The Weeknd dropped his album. Um, oh, it's out tonight, it says. But this was yesterday. So yeah, I guess his album dropped last night. They're saying that The Weeknd is dropping his album and that UMG is going to use The Weeknd's drop to bury Drake. I think Drake was going to try to drop something as well. But if he's smart, he'll just go on to Australia. I believe he just got there for his little tour he's going to do because he don't want to be in the States when the Super Bowl is going on. And he's going to, I guess, try to bury his head in the sand while Kendrick continues to win. But yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do for now. This little 20-minute. Hope you guys have a good day. I'll probably be back later, depending on if anything is going on in the news or not. Because I need a break. There's too much bad news. I forgot to do some breathing on last night's live, but if anything, I'll come back and we'll talk about some other type of things instead of all this crazy stuff going on. I need a break from some of this stuff, y'all. The world there's a lot more going on in the world than a lot of these headlines. And it's kind of time to, shift a little bit into how we can actually better help ourselves to get through a lot of this stuff because the world is going through a lot of change. And so, everybody's not ready for it, but, I kind of have a purpose here. So I'm going to have to follow that. And I think that's all I got for now, but I will talk to y'all later. Peace.